this is Eli G. Brown / Eli G. Brony, and welcome to another classic LEGO Bionicle review. And in this episode, we are going to be looking at the 2003 Matoran, or the rebuilt Matoran as I alternatively call them. These are the Matoran sets that we got in 2003. Story-wise, after the defeat of the Borak Call, the Turaga decided to give all the Matoran on the island of Motunui these upgrades so that they are now bigger than they were before. Of course, they do mostly contain the same masks as they did before. Yeah, sometimes you just can't beat the original, right? There was a bit of dust on Maku. So, now I'm gonna first point out that I have not forgotten Jaller and Takua. I'm gonna be saving those for when I do set reviews on their respective sets. So Takua will be looked over in the Takua and Puku review, and Jaller will be looked over in the Jaller and Ducko review. This particular review is only for the Matoran characters that were released as sets individually. So this is what we have. From left to right, we have Huki, Haku, Matoro, Kopiki, or Kopik, however it's pronounced, Holly, and Maku. Alright, so, as for any new characters in the series, well, we've seen Kopiki and Holly in the online animations before, but this is the first time in which we get them as actual sets. And something to also point out is that Kopiki originally was shown to have sand blue feet and a sand blue mask, and he also originally wore a komau instead of a manitou. It is believed that he changed from having a sand blue to a gray color to distinguish him more from Matoro. Although I really do not get why they had to change the mask. I mean, story-wise, the changing of the mask was because the one that he wore before had broken during a Koli practice. He got the new manitou in honor of Turaga Nuju. But I really do not get why LEGO couldn't have just still given him a komau, but they gave him a manitou instead. Something they probably could have done is maybe give him light blue feet, you know, like the light blue color that's used on the Gamatoran. Instead, to make him look more distinguishable from Matoro, they did the same thing with Holly by giving her dark blue hands and dark blue legs to distinguish her more from Maku. Alright, so in this series, we do have 6 characters, as we usually do, but this time around, we do not have the usual 6 colors, such as, you know, the 6 different elements. What we do have is a total of 3 elements, but we have 2 characters of each element. Now, these are supposed to be representations of the Koli teams on the island of Motunui. Huki and Haku are the Po-Matoran team. Matoro and Kopiki were the Ko-Matoran team. Holly and Maku were the Gamatoran team. Jaller and Takua, who aren't in this video by the way, are the Ta-Matoran team. Kongu and Temeru were the Land-Matoran team. And Onapu and Teipu are the Onumatoran team. Though, of course, obviously, the Land-Matoran team and the Onumatoran team were not released as sets, at least not in this version, or in Temeru and Teipu's case, not at all. So, why don't we now go into the different functions that each of these characters have? Well, let's start off with what has changed between the prior versions. Well, they all now have movable legs. No longer do you have only the option to move the leg from side to side. You can now move it back and forth, so you can properly make them look like they are walking, rather than taking the feet off and then just moving it about in front of their body. No longer do you have to do that. And they also now have more movable arms, which are the same arm pieces used for the Borak. So it does make me wonder if they actually used parts from defeated Borak in order to get this upgrade. Maybe they did. That would be an interesting twist, considering what we find out about the Borak later. And they all have this gear on the back. Oh, no, don't fall over. Are you still mad that you're gonna die pretty soon? Don't be mad. Alright, so you have the gear on the back, where you just move it about, and that is good for this feature. Each Matoran in this series has a Coley stick, as well as a Coley ball, if you even can call it that. But it's not really a ball, it's just a flat disc. But you put that down there, you turn the gear, and you move this. Yep, that is the whole gear system. That is how it works. Okay, so as far as the choices of the different characters go, it really is interesting to have Huki and Motoro and Maku come back, since they were in the Matoran series, so it's good to see some familiar characters make a comeback. It's also good to see Hapu also making a comeback after the power pack. And it's also good to see Kopiki, even though he doesn't look the same as he did before, and Holly in set form for the first time. Considering that Holly would also make a major part of the storyline, where she would become, well, the new chronicler, and also eventually become the Toa Inika of water, stealing the spotlight from Maku. Alright, well, that's pretty much all that I have to say about the 2003 Matoran sets. As I said before, I will look over Takua and Jaller in their own respective reviews, so don't worry, I have not forgotten them. I just decided to have this video focus on the 6 Matoran that were released as sets individually. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.